You think you can replace Mecca?
Oh, yeah.
If I don't see a profit, there are consequences.
Who is this?
Agreed.
What do you want, Tariq?
I want the truth.
The journey that Tariq St Patrick is about to start in Ghost Season 3 is one which will trap him in the drug game forever. Once you enter the game at the level Tariq St Patrick has shown us he is, there is no escaping. One of the perspectives I raised in the sad truth about Tariq St Patrick was how we need to see Tariq face the obstacles and hurdles like Ghost did if he were to ever be worthy of his father's name. So the trailer showed Tariq coming into his own as a part of the underworld and finding comfort in the spaces his father did. The strip clubs and nightclubs conjure up memories of being at Club Truth, wheeling and dealing just like in Power. But it seems like Tariq has gone one step further in his claims.
You're just like your father.
I'm not like my dad. I'm smarter than him. Better than him.
Over the course of the first 2 seasons, Tariq has been trying to prove everybody around him he was nothing like his father, but that couldn't be further from the truth. At every single turn, he was proven to be just like his father, from his mannerisms to the way he carried himself, the way he was able to navigate situations where it seemed like he had no escape, to even refusing to kill and instead giving money to Epiphany to make an escape. His eulogy that he gave during his father's funeral hinted that he had aspirations to be better than Ghost. He said he was the manifestation of who his father could never be. And in the official trailer of Ghost, he went one step further. He claims that he's smarter and better than Ghost was. But is he?
Keep thinking you're fucking smarter than me. Don't ever make that mistake again, son.
In Season 2 of Ghost, he was still 3 moves ahead of Tariq St Patrick, and to claim that he's smarter and better than Ghost is definitely a bold claim. Because in my opinion, Tariq has made the biggest mistake of his life by taking Mecca's place under Noma, which is why I think he was better off working under Monet and the Tejadas, because this was a never-ending vicious cycle that Ghost could never escape from under Felipe Lobos, to Milan, to Jason Michich, and even when all 3 connects were dead towards the end, his past still caught up with him. So can Tariq St Patrick prove us all wrong? Is he smarter than Ghost? Can he be better than Ghost? Let's start by rewinding it back to how and why Tariq St Patrick has found himself working for Noma. Now the story starts with Mecca's introduction. He was introduced at the very beginning of Ghost Season 2 as Mecca to some, but Dante Spears to others, but it was later revealed that he was the GOAT of global snitches. He was Blanca Rodriguez's confidential informant, who ratted on some of the biggest cartel bosses in the game. Tariq uncovered the truth after he found the snitch papers in his bag, and from then on, it was only ever gonna end in one way: death. Corny Kemp did confirm it was a decision between Lorenzo and Mecca, because both of them couldn't come out of Season 2 alive, and with Lorenzo making it out of last season, he's now my death predictions for Season 3, and I will come to a theory later as to who I think could kill him and why. Now in this game, everybody answers to somebody, and even if Mecca was a snitch, he still had a plane full of product that needed moving, but he had no real organization, and I guess the question we should have asked was, who was his source? This was something that was never mentioned in Season 2. But I guess now we have our answer. Noma was Mecca's connect, and Tariq St Patrick has now taken his place. The introduction of Noma is something that the Power fans have been waiting for. We were all waiting for them to introduce this new dangerous connect that would plunge Tariq St Patrick and the rest of the crew deeper into the game. And it's Noma who comes from London. Now I do have to say, after rewatching the trailer over again and linking this to the Deadline article that was released along with the trailer, they referred back to Ghost Resurrection and the potential London-based spin-off. So with Noma and Obi being characters who are from London, could this be the setup for a future spin-off? Perhaps diving deep into the backstory of Noma and Obi in London, or their organization and setup they have globally, because her character description does say she has a global empire. So this is something to definitely keep an eye on over the next coming season or 2. Now, consequences are part of the game, and Tariq knows that more than anyone. He's lost 2 former best friends in Sean and Kanan, his godmother Lakeisha, his father Ghost, Uncle Tommy, and his mother is also still in witness protection.
Lauren, my twin sister was murdered. You know, over the past few years, I lost 2 of my best friends. I lost my godmother, my godfather. And on top of everything, I lost both of my parents.
In addition to all those he mentioned, he's now also lost Lauren. So Tariq does know the consequences if he doesn't turn a profit for Noma. So he's going to be under more pressure than he's ever been in. Especially because Noma seems like someone who's true to her word, and a machete to the face of someone would definitely keep them all in line. But the reason why Tariq has made the biggest mistake of his life is because working for someone like Noma is different to working for someone like Monet Tejada. Monet and the Tejadas were small fishing queens, whereas Noma seems like a shark. Over the course of seasons 1 and 2, we saw how Tariq was able to build his very own mini empire at Stansfield using Course Correct, a sophisticated system which allowed him to, in essence, be a ghost.
The best part? No one will know it's us.
We're like some fucking ghosts.
Shit is right.
Working for the Tejadas, he also had some level of control over how and what he did, especially when Monet began to realize Tariq St Patrick was the son she'd always wanted, but he also shared the same end goal, exit the game. So considering Zeke is now dead, Tariq may now be the avenue out the game. But for Tariq himself, it would have been easier for him to leave the game under someone like Monet, who shared the same goal. Whereas when it comes to Noma, she runs a global empire, and I highly doubt she'd be willing to let Tariq St Patrick just leave. I once referred to Tariq St Patrick as a goldmine for Monet, because he was someone who knew how to move product and make serious money for them, and he did so under the radar of law enforcement and those at Stansfield. But the same now goes for Noma. Why would she ever let Tariq St Patrick leave if he's making her bank? After all, she's trying to run a global empire, and she needs someone in New York. To move the sheer amount of volume and product Noma's going to be asking, Tariq will be assembling a team. That team will consist of Kane, Brayden, Effie, and also Monet Tejada. But where things get complex for Tariq is his relationship with Effie, although funnily enough, Effie actually shares the same end goal as Tariq St Patrick. I don't think she wants to be in the game forever. When we were first introduced to Effie, she made reference to how and why she was moving weight at Chode. She had no choice. She had to pay for her books and her education, and that would have continued at Yale and now at Stansfield. She doesn't have a good relationship with her parents, and it does tell us she's gonna make her own way by any means necessary. Now, a flashback to her killing Lauren, making her death look like an accidental car crash, will definitely come to light, and this will throw a spanner in Tariq's organization when he finds out, because believe me, he's digging for the truth. And this won't just put him on a collision course with Effie, but also Brayden. Now, another element which won't help Tariq is Effie going behind Tariq's back and working with Kane. Tariq doesn't have many people he can trust, and Effie and Kane are high up on that list, and when you put them together, it definitely spells danger. This is the last thing Tariq needs when he's working for someone like Noma. So is this who Davis is talking about when he says she needs to go? Does Tariq St Patrick need to get rid of Effie? Now, how will Tariq exactly be moving product for Noma? Before we get to Wall Street, we know they're going to be using their old hiding spot at Stanfield campus's roof, but this could cause them problems in more ways than one. Ed Scott was used to access the roof at the end of season 2, and on his radar is Detective Whitman, who knows he's been sleeping with someone, but that's not all. I do expect there to be some major twists and turns, and with the death of Lauren, I do wonder whether we could see Lauren's brother appear, causing a further complication for Tariq St Patrick, because after all, he's the one who showed Lauren the roof.
How'd you find this?
It's a secret. No, my brother picked the lock when he was a student here. Literally nobody knows about this spot.
This was a key detail in season 2, which definitely was placed here on purpose. Lauren's brother has been mentioned a few times, and with the news of his sister's death, I do wonder whether we could see him appear, so that's just another element to bear in mind as they continue to stash the product on this roof. Wall Street, the financial capital of the United States, and one of the world's leading financial centers where you'll find the most highly skilled financial professionals who get sucked into this career which is full of money, drugs, and parties. This is where Tariq and Brayden plan to move their business into an industry where money is constantly flowing, and that really is the best thing moving into Wall Street. When you place yourself in a position where money is constantly pouring, eventually you're gonna get wet. But of course, the game comes with consequences. Consequences which Noma warned both Effie and Tariq of. So with Tariq getting deeper into the game and facing betrayal from those closest to him, I mentioned how there's only one person he can truly trust, Tasha St. Patrick. I referenced Tasha's return in this video, and after rewatching the trailer for season 3, I'm even more convinced that at some stage he's gonna need his mother's help. How she helps him, who knows, but I do think Tariq will make the call. Now, we all know Lorenzo Tejada is facing an uphill battle when it comes to making it out of season 3, especially considering he's the one who killed Zeke, and when and if Monet finds out, she'll have a big decision to make, unless that decision is taken out of her hands by Noma. Noma seems like she's ready to put each one of these characters in line by any means necessary, hands, gun, or machete. So based on the trailer, I do actually wonder if it could actually be Noma who puts the bullet in Lorenzo or chops Lorenzo's head off as a way of keeping them all in line. And what makes me think Lorenzo's death is inevitable, it's not just because of Zeke, but Monet did mention in the trailer she is in charge, but she can only be in charge if Lorenzo's moved out the way. So if and when we do see Lorenzo's death, Maybe it's not how we expect, but that's a breakdown of why Tariq has made the biggest mistake taking Mecca's place. He's now trapped in a vicious cycle that Ghost once found himself in, and now he's truly going to realize what Ghost had to go through. He'll have to navigate the real world of business, the glitz and glamour of the nightclubs and strip clubs, reminiscent of Club Truth, with the added complexity of pushing more weight than he's done before. Trapped in this game that only ends in death or jail. So how does he navigate working for Noma? Will he succeed in outsmarting Ghost, or will Ghost be 3 moves ahead of him, just like he was in season 2?
He had all of this set up before he died?